In Section B, students focus their attention on learning to factor an expression and polynomials. The primary focus should be on the Readiness TEKS 10E, in which students are expected to factor trinomials. However, the lessons also address the supporting TEKS 10D and 10F, which teach students how to rewrite, recognize, and factor special types of polynomials. In the first lesson of this section, students learn to find the GCF, or greatest common factor, of expressions. This skill is really important because they will then learn to factor using the GCF as the reverse of using the distributive property. Next, they learn multiple ways to factor trinomials. First, with trinomials that have a leading coefficient of 1, and then where the leading coefficients are other numbers. Finally, the lessons address how to factor special products like the difference of two squares and perfect squares. The last lesson focuses on helping students reflect on what it means for a trinomial to be completely factored, as well as using the patterns they have seen to assess an appropriate strategy for factoring. While it is easy to dismiss the role that factoring plays in Algebra 1, remember that the ability to factor a polynomial is crucial for success in Algebra 2 and beyond. This may be the only chance in which students have to focus on developing this new algebraic skill, since later mathematics classes will assume they already know how to do this. As a result, more than 4 days may be needed on these lessons, especially if students are struggling with the content. Notice, a graphic organizer is provided in this last lesson that may prove useful as a flow diagram or anchor chart that students could talk through when they explain their process for factoring a polynomial. I want to pause for a moment to draw attention to the important role that graphic organizers can play in supporting students with learning to factor. One strategy that many of us use is to teach students how to multiply polynomials using the box method. But did you know the box can also be used for factoring? The reverse box method supports the grouping strategy presented in the lessons by placing the terms within the box and then factoring GCFs to get the binomial factors. Another graphic organizer that I have seen teachers use is the X factor. This strategy harps on the questions, what factors multiply to be AC or A times C, and then add to be B. In fact, the X factor can be combined with manipulatives like algebra tiles. Then have the students practice their factoring skills. And finally, recall that every unit in the RAISE curriculum includes a project that can be used for a performance assessment. Check out how the projects associated with this unit is a nice extension of what students started doing in the PhET simulation and allows them to practice their factoring and multiplying skills.